G'day, I'm Tony from IT Made Simple. Recently, with the iOS 5 release from Apple, I wanted to start exploring and playing with the AirPlay feature on my iPad to my iPhone and my iPod Touch. But when I tried to connect it up to my Apple TV version 2, I found I couldn't do it. There are a few issues that seem to be preventing me from getting connected. Now, one of them was that my Apple TV required a firmware update. The following video is just the steps involved in doing the update for your Apple TV so that you can get your AirPlay working. So this is my Apple TV. It's currently connected with a HDMI cable to a LCD screen and a power cable. Now, I don't need the HDMI cable for this activity, so I'm going to remove that. I'll leave the power cable plugged in at this time. I'm also going to need a micro USB cable that I'm going to connect to the slot underneath the HDMI cable. You may need to go and locate one of these. Once it's in and connected, I can then connect that cable to my computer so that iTunes can discover my Apple TV to get this process started. Now, I need to set my Apple TV back to factory default settings. So I need to use my Apple remote. I need to hold down the down arrow on the circle area and the menu button together for a count of 6 seconds, or until you see the light on the Apple TV flash very quickly. Once that's occurred, I then need to hold down the menu and the play arrow together and do the same thing for 6 seconds, and you'll see the light flash quickly, and that will indicate that your Apple TV has been returned to the default settings. So anything you've had on there has now been cleared. Once that's done, you can then get ready for your firmware update. Just a little tip. I found that I get a 1604 error when I first try to do the firmware update. The reason you would get this error is because the power cable is plugged in still when you go through the firmware update when connected to your computer. You can disconnect the power at this stage, and that will save you from getting that error. Once you've got your Apple TV connected to your computer and iTunes open, it should detect it. We then click on the Restore button, which will give you the option to restore an update. Remember, there is a download involved. It's quite a large download, a couple of hundred megabytes. The latest firmware update is 4.4.2, so it may take a little bit of time to download, but once that's been completed, it'll go through the process of verifying the download, updating and installing that onto your Apple TV. And once that's completed, you'll get a message alerting you to the fact that your Apple TV has been updated. All you need to do is connect it to your television and then put your settings in for any network. Thanks for watching, and hopefully this little video clip made this firmware update process easier. I don't believe everyone will have to go through this, although I found my AirPlay issues once the firmware update was completed were all resolved, and I was able to connect up my devices without any problems. So it seemed to clear it up for me. Good luck, and thank you for watching.